It's 4:30, it's Friday, and this is the Entrepreneur Drinks Podcast. We hope that everyone had a great week, so let's all have a beer or a cash flow cocktail and talk about business, being an entrepreneur, and making money. Hopefully we can help each other solve some problems and learn how to grow our businesses. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy the show and learn some things along the way. It's time to crack open a drink and get started. Let the conversation begin.
Hey everybody, it's not 4:30, it's not Friday, it's 9 o'clock. We started a little early this week. It's 9 o'clock on a Thursday, right?
Yes. Yep.
But Dave, I do think this is going to be part of the show. I kind of want to start traveling with it. Instead of having to have a static, we can always release at 4:30 on Friday.
Right, absolutely.
So what we do here is we sit down, we have a few drinks, and we talk to entrepreneurs and solve some problem. As always, I have Dave.
Hey guys.
And then we have some returning guests. We got Silly Philly Vincent.
How's it going?
Damon Remy. Damon, the main guest of our best show ever. But we are also at an entrepreneurial event, so we figured why not record something. And so we have...
over from Damon's episode.
Everybody got a little nervous when you just said fuck, by the way. Did you say
it's explicit podcast, guys.
Yeah, it's very explicit.
Yeah, lots of bad words
We've
will be
heard
said.
those before.
So we have Nathan Laub, who has starting an organization in St. Louis. If you're one of our 2 listeners and you don't live in St. Louis,
Mom,
this organization will not do dick for you. But if you are in St. Louis and you're interested in having entrepreneur drinks, Nathan's your guy. Go ahead and talk about your organization.
hey guys, I'm
Welcome,
Nathan.
Nathan.
Hey.
Welcome.
And imagine everybody.
Cheers.
Listening has severe ADD. So,
Okay,
so get on point.
quick, yeah. No, thanks, Jimmy, David. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, we got to meet, and you came out to a couple of our dinners for our group. We're a small, growing entrepreneurial group, men's group, growing here in St. Louis. Very like-minded. We have a motto of learn, earn, and return that we kind of live by, and everybody in this group is pretty much run by that same mission.
Learn, earn, and return?
Yep.
I love that. That's great.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty cool. I got to meet an old Marine. I'm a Marine myself. Sorry I wasn't in the Army. I wasn't as cool as you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hey, Semper Fi.
The vagina is a wonderful thing. One day Marines will discover it.
We just make our own path.
Yeah.
But I was very fortunate to meet this group called Focus Marine Foundation. And there's an old Marine in there, 84-year-old Walt Surrey. He was the lead counsel for Anheuser-Busch back in the day, and he's the one that passed that on to me. I figured if somebody could go from being the lead counsel at Anheuser-Busch to being one of the head clowns at Children's Hospital.
Oh, he would actually dress up like a clown?
He went to clown college after
My fiance works there. They're there like 3 days a week.
Yeah, they do.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool.
So, I mean, he never had a family of himself, and he decided that he wanted to be able to give back somehow, and so he's like, what the hell can I do? I can help kids. I can go dress up like a clown. And so he did that for over 2 years.
It's awesome. Very cool.
So again, yeah, thanks for having me. So that's our group.
So what's the name of the group again? I'm sorry, you may have said it. I'm drunk.
It's all good. I know you are.
What's it called?
It's called The Dinner.
Okay.
So,
You have a website?
it's thedinnerstl.com, and it's just getting up. It's in beta. It might actually be available right now.
Well, by the time this airs in about a month, whenever I fucking post it, it'll be live. So
if somebody's
thedinnerstl.com, is that right?
Correct. The Dinner.
So if somebody's
STL.com.
interested, but they can also find you on Facebook, right?
Correct. So our group is a private group on Facebook. Most of the guys that have come in that
Look at that
started
fucking
with me.
jumping, man.
Oh man, you guys are just.
Sorry, more side action. There's a fucking dog.
It's a war zone here. It's a fleet. I told you, ADD. ADD. So no, the group, we got a core group of guys that kind of help bring this up with me. There's about 6 or 7 of us on my advisory board to help me kind of figure out where to go with this. And we have a monthly dinner in Chesterfield at Bishop's Post on it's usually a 3rd Monday of the month. Right now, we are recording live from our first event of the year.
So like your board of directors, Trent is like number 1. Trent, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey Trent.
Hey, what's happening? My name is Trent.
And
Trent, what do you do? What do you do?
I like softcore porn and softcore. Hey, Travis. Can I get a Red Bull?
Don't worry about it. Hey, we can cut all this.
And the DVD and the player in the second bedroom.
This should
He's
total
gonna
on.
need that.
Trent.
All right, we gotta get the snap. Yeah, I'm keeping it. No. I'm keeping the neon.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the neon.
I usually don't, but I say I do.
Bye, Travis from Codigo Tequila. Oh, plug time.
Good plug.
So Trent, tell us about yourself.
Trent, what do I do?
All right, guys. My name's Trent Darnell. I do a couple different things. I work full time for a home health care company where I distribute medical devices to patients that need CPAPs or oxygen or IV antibiotics or different things like that.
What's a CPAP?
Morphine.
What does it stand for?
It's when you got sleep apnea. Mom.
Completely,
Oh, yeah.
completely pushes away pussy. Is what it stands for.
Actually, hey, look, dude. To be very candid, that is absolutely not true.
Exactly.
Do you have
Seriously,
one?
like, if you're snoring like a motherfucker, like trust me, you ain't getting laid.
That's
But
Yeah, I
you're gonna be
guess
quiet. Trust me, it's a
It
little.
works.
I guess the
Yeah,
side effect of it is the
If you're a
opposite,
chick that was into like Darth Vader shit, I could definitely see. I could definitely see a CPAP getting her going.
It's hard to
And so, how are you?
So I do that.
How are you and Nathan related? How did you guys meet?
So I do that full time. Nathan and I met because he was a rep for a competitor of mine.
and I kicked your ass.
Oh, you used to be in medical sales too.
Not necessarily. So your old company's out of business, right?
because you left, right?
Well,
Nathan left and they
no,
probably went out of business.
yeah, I mean they're struggling.
They did file Chapter 11.
All right, I'm not
Exactly, yeah.
listening to some medical
We've,
sales dick measuring contest.
No.
But
So-
now,
so
Nathan, you do sell our favorite fucking shit.
Tell us about it.
which is what?
I do sell your favorite fucking shit, and
Which is whole life insurance. When I heard you were a financial planner to begin with, I was just like, fuck you. But
Get into
you
security.
said my special word, and I was cool with it.
oh yeah.
So
no.
what is your goal for this group? What do you want to see happen?
For this? So basically, with the group, with the whole again the
Other
learner-
than sell a fuckload of life insurance.
Well, that's always a good thing, right? So, but with the whole learn, earn, return mentality, so the goal of this group is everybody in here should always be learning, figuring out new tools, putting their toolbox, new arrows, putting their quiver, all that bullshit. Then also earning. You know, we've got a bunch of guys. They're at different places in their lives, but we all have either family or a loved one or somebody that we're trying to work to either support or make their life great. And so basically helping each other raise up and all grow up together with the same mentality, and then returning it. That really has to do with, basically, like for me, veterans is a cause that I'm strongly for, that I do a lot with.
Close to heart.
Very close to my heart. I want to be able to give back. A lot of the stuff we do is for children. So the idea is to also be able to return it and to be able to do events like this where we raise money for charity.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
So I'll quit being a dickhead and give a real answer as far as I was.
We were already
I
moved
was
on.
sort of- I
The
was sort of-
conversation. I
I was
feel like
sort
you
of,
lost the opportunity.
I was sort of acting right there for the audio, but I know Nathan from sales in medical, and after he moved on and moved into the insurance sector, life
Financial
insurance, financial realm, we kind of reconnect. We've always been connected, but he invited me to this dinner. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I
Eyes
went
wide
to
shut
it.
style?
Yeah, just weird. Wear a mask, get weird. So I show up at Bravo.
It got weird.
I show up at Bravo West County Mall, and everybody's got masks on. And but
All right, so get to your side project, because my ADD alarm is fucking pinging right now.
but you can just cut everything out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You have your regular job and you got your side gig. What's your side gig?
So side gig is I have an app called PEP, Platinum Edit Plus. It's a video editing app.
PEP, like PEP?
PEP, Platinum Edit Plus, that you can use to either take pictures and videos within the app, or you can upload everything.
Import.
Yeah, import everything. So you can trim videos within your phone, upload them, put it to music, which comes from iTunes. If you have music on iTunes, that's how you put together videos. But from that, I've started a videography company where I go out and film companies doing basically what they do best.
Softcore porn, like you said.
Yeah, softcore porn.
Right.
Or whatever you do. Whatever your realm of business is, I go out, film things, put it together, try to make something that's appealing to other people, to your audience. And
You do the editing or the user does
I
the
do the editing.
Okay.
So,
So they upload to the app and then it dumps it into you. And
no. This is a different thing from the app.
Oh, the different-
Yes. So,
this is a different. Okay.
so the app is available to consumers
Got it.
to do what I'm doing basically. So our goal for monetization is to get to people to let them know that this is what you can do, and this is how you can grow your business with social media and creating videos. So we want to create a platform, almost like just an educational platform. Like you can make a video like I can. These are the steps, and then eventually charge for that. Hopefully.
Do you have a course?
We don't have a course yet.
Who's doing it?
That's
Who's
what we're
using it
doing.
right now?
That's what we're doing.
Who's using it right now?
Just everyday consumers. So it's not. While it's targeted to like everyday consumers, it's also marketing towards general businesses that can do this on their own.
That they want to like quick start their.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've done stuff for Tony before, and he has a marketing girl that can absolutely do this on her own. It would just take a little education because she could go in and learn it herself, or I could come in and teach her how
Like
to do
Damon,
it.
the people you coach and teach, how much resistance do you see that you're like, hey, dude, you need to become a thought leader and put out some content?
That was really
How much resistance
bothering me.
do you
Yeah,
see?
me too.
Like where
It's just
something like
interesting
Trent, what Trent's selling, that could be a benefit to them.
Oh, well, first of all, there's a huge market. There's a huge market for selling your knowledge, right?
Right.
And obviously
Massive
there's
market.
really big margins on selling your knowledge.
information.
Because your knowledge is
don't have
free
to
other
ship
than
it.
your
You have
audiobooks,
to
which you
store it.
copy from other people.
Download it.
Yeah, so
It's easily copiable, duplicatable.
So look at sites like lynda.com and things like that, man. I mean, they charge $38 a month, and you can go in and I mean, so that's my niche, that's my specialty.
You know
that's
who
my
else has
world.
sites like that?
That's what I love.
DiscountPropertyInvestorUniversity.com.
Really?
Check it out. Very
I'll have
cool.
to check that out sometime.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Is that, I heard that's like Mike Slane is like
Mike's doing it. Yeah.
kills it on that.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to wholesale real estate, freewholesalecourse.com. Quick little promotion.
Let's just pitch everything.
Do it, yes.
No, sincerely though, like there's a huge market for education, right?
Absolutely.
And so,
But it seems to me the big resistance, like, I don't know how to make a video, I don't know how to do that.
well, here's the
If they were
next key.
sending their shit to Trent, would that make it easier?
Yeah, well, the key to that is first of all, like every consumer in the world right now, like they're going online, they're searching how to like before they buy your products or anything else, man, they're gonna go
Research
online, they're
you.
gonna research and educate us to death,
Right.
right? So if all of a sudden they see a little course on how to do it themselves, if it's free, great. Give away some free content. Most people are really concerned about giving away their best stuff.
Not me.
I gotta tell you,
Not
Absolutely,
me.
do it.
give away your best stuff.
Yes.
Give away your
I
best
give
stuff.
away all of it.
Absolutely.
In my podcast, in my course.
Because the reality is this: even if you teach them how to do it, and
They
you
won't
give
do
them all
it.
their best shit,
Yep.
they do not want to do it. So that's why the whole "done for you" is like a huge
Joe
market.
McCall kills it on that.
They'll do it to the point you let them to, and then they'll want more.
But
Not even, man.
Not even
Not
that,
even.
dude.
It's 80,
Explain the
20%.
done for you
80% of people,
The
you
done
give
for
them the
you.
gold, and they're going to look at it,
Yeah.
and this is what's going to happen. They're going to look at it, and they're going to say, well, that doesn't make sense. Or that's not going to work. And then they hire you to coach them, and you say, do the fuck what I told you to do.
Yeah.
And then they do it, and then it works for them.
So
And
I'm
they're
gonna-
just, it's skeptical. They're
Yeah,
skeptical.
no, 100%. Well, here, no, they're not skeptical. They're fucking lazy.
They're lazy.
That's the truth.
Right.
Okay, that's the truth.
Lazy
okay?
is
Well, that's, yeah.
Well,
see,
I'm the
And
back.
have you
I'm
ever
the
had
back
a client
end.
where you're just like, hey, fucker, you're lazy?
No, I mean, maybe secretly. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the answer is yes, but here's the truth, okay? So I'm the back end of like dozens of big educators in the real estate space, right? And so the reality is this, okay? So you got a lot of people coming in and wanting to learn real estate, right? And you can tell them every single thing they need to do. You can lay it out for them step by step, and they still will not take action.
Right.
Okay? They used to call it the 80-20 rule, right? Pareto or whatever, right?
Pareto
right?
principle.
Pareto principle,
Right,
right?
with his little beans.
I think that needs to be updated to Remy's reality
What is
Here's
it?
reality.
of fucking 97.3.
97.3, right?
No.
I mean, you know
Wait,
how
if you take Pareto's principle, this is a little Nassim Taleb. But if you take Pareto's principle to the extent that you take the 20 of the first 80, and then you take the 20 of the second 20, it's really, Pareto's principle is really 5%.
Right. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
So, but here's the cool thing.
Well, I've been to
thing,
Damon Remy's. Back to boot camp 3 times.
3 times? 3 times? Did I give you some free
I
shit?
didn't learn anything the first 2, so.
But here's the reality. What you're talking about, Trent, is huge, because the reality is they are searching for it because they do want to do it on their own.
Yeah.
They think they want to do it on their own, and that is a great lead gen model. It's an amazing lead gen model, right? So you give it, and you give away your best shit. You teach them how to fucking do it.
The thing is, the market is wide open for something like this. I mean,
100%.
It's people want to know how to better their business, and bringing them in without actually bringing them in is
Correct.
huge. I mean,
Once
if you
they're in,
can go view a facility without them actually coming to a facility.
Oh, video is huge anyway. I think, if you look at studies and research and everything else, by 2019, you're talking about like 80% of the traffic on the internet's all going to be video shit anyways, right? So it's going to be huge.
80% is video?
80% is going to be video shit. So if you're not doing video shit right now,
though?
I think that's going to be further out. I think that's going to be further out down the road.
So Trent, your company does all the editing for people?
So what my company does is they come out and film, they come out and edit, they organize everything,
Stand up.
but most importantly, the app does everything for everybody else.
Stand up for the picture real quick. We can edit it out. It's alright. Just take a break.
Yeah.
Stand up for the picture.
I'll edit it.
Everybody like, hello, you guys are doing an amazing thing. 1, 2, 3,
I didn't block you out, did I?
Nice.
Alright, cool, we're back.
Model. So
Thousands of people are pissed off right now.
I think that's not why.
There's only 2 people pissed off.
Are you good?
Oh, hey, this is for you, but helping out Ryan earlier. College kid.
So I got a buddy that can hang later.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Hey, brother.
You want to stay?
Hey,
Absolutely. Just want to make sure. Thank you.
hey.
I mean, if you want to stay,
What's
if
his
you
name?
want to
Let me know if you needed any help.
Hey, big guy. It's for you, bud.
Oh,
Let's
thank
take
you.
for
Much
driving.
appreciated.
Appreciate it. Hopefully, I'm the only guy to give you a tip.
Fucking big spenders, showing
I'm the cool guy.
throwing cash around.
All right, so back to the thing, Trent.
So my business, it's very small. It's actually just me.
And Trent, I'm
Super
much more
small.
intrigued by what you're saying than
Yeah.
when you introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I'm all about introductions, and I'm, whatever. So so people can either download this, figure it out on their own,
You got it on the App Store?
take family videos on vacation, put together little clips here and there, and make a 3-minute long video with music in the background. They could do that.
It's really good for in the moment stuff.
Yes.
The in the moment,
Yeah.
like so.
So the idea behind the app from the beginning was, I go on a ski trip every year, and I wanted a way where I could just pull up my phone at random times, take a video or a picture within the app, edit on the fly, and be done with it by the end of the day. Yep. So I upload the song first. That's always the thing you do. So when you go into the app, it prompts you to a project screen, and you can hit the plus button, and it takes you into your iTunes, and you can pick a song, and then from there you just go. I mean, you can either import everything.
Let me hit you.
Yeah.
Why is it better than Facebook Live?
It's a lot different than that.
Yeah, you can't edit. You can't edit or anything else.
You can't
or, like,
edit
add shit
anything on Facebook Live. You can't have music. You
But if
can't.
you're already comfortable putting shit out live on Facebook,
It's
why
not
do you
about
need to
that.
edit?
It's more about sharing a trip or a day or an event or something like that.
As Dave alluded to earlier, I'm very shy when it comes to Facebook and stuff. I don't share very much. So,
What's it called
I think
again?
it's live right now, probably.
but no, seriously, like
If you're in iTunes, Platinum Edit Plus, type that in, and it'll pop up.
I got PLEP, or I gotta type all that shit out?
Platinum? What's it
Well,
called?
yeah, I mean, until we're massive, and then
Oh.
you just type in, because there's Pep Boys, there's Pep this,
Oh,
there's Pep
okay.
that. I mean,
Oh, so PEP is like an acronym.
so
Pep is the
Oh,
acronym.
it came up right here. I got it.
So SEO in the app world is a whole nother topic.
Exactly.
Talk about
It
it.
is.
Trust me, that's
So
a huge deal.
we just started doing that a couple months ago, which
I got an app.
eventually that'll catch
Property
up.
Investor.
Yeah.
So all right, so I'm the probably the tech guy on this shit. So I'm gonna like hit you with a couple questions.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so
School us.
So first of all, here's the one thing. I guarantee you, there's a shit ton of people listening to this call right now, and every one of you have an app idea, and you know it's gonna make you millions of dollars. Right?
You're wrong.
So no, seriously, I've been in the software
I'm
development.
not wrong. Oh, that you're wrong. That's gonna make $1 million.
Yeah.
Our gopher in our company talks about his app idea every fucking day.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me flush this out.
Go ahead, flush it
Because
out.
I get hit up every other week for somebody that approaches me is like, "Hey, Damon, I got the $1 million idea.
I hit you up all the time, but I'm
your
just asking
team,
for
your team just needs to build this for me,
requests.
right? And we're gonna make $1 million together." So okay, cool. But I never do it, right? Because the reality is, there's $1 million ideas out there. It's all truly about implementation and taking action, right? So that's a huge differentiator for all these people listening and saying, "Hey," and whatever your idea is, whether it's go build an app or go invest in properties or life insurance or whatever. What took you from thought to actually having an app? Are you a
An
developer?
investor.
Are you a developer? Okay, so you approach an investor.
Money, yeah.
Okay, so all right. So walk me through that, man. Like, how did you get from idea to you actually have a live app?
It's a great topic of conversation.
What was the
Sure.
first thing?
So it's kind of a unique situation because most people in my situation who have an idea and think it's great, think it's the next $1 million idea, need to put together this massive, not even portfolio, just this massive business plan to approach capital investors, different things like that, to try and get funding to build this. My father-in-law does well for himself, and I presented the idea to him, and actually I used a competing app to make a video, and I told him how long it took me to make that video, and how I want to cut that down with my app.
Is your idea on what? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And he said, "I'm in."
Okay. All right. So, and you don't have to answer this by any means, obviously, but I think there's there's probably a lot of people that don't have a wealthy father-in-law listening to the call.
Exactly.
I'm actually one of them. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm just saying. But either way, so and I challenge this a little bit, man, because this is kind of the shit, to be honest, that makes this shit good when you get a bunch of entrepreneurs in the room. You're like, "Hey, really, do you have to start with funding?" I would challenge that as an app developer and a software guy.
Really?
I would challenge that to say, you have to start with funding? Because look, let me
It
tell you
makes
right
it a hell
now.
of a lot easier.
Well, maybe.
But you don't have to start though, because
Yeah, but-
oftentimes it creates
yeah.
roadblocks.
But here's the
because
deal.
it's too easy.
Are you
Here- here's what-
are you a
here-
developer?
Yes.
I own a software development company. That's what I
Okay.
do. Okay, so
you
but
could.
I'm a customer of his.
but here's the difference. I wouldn't go build new shit, even with my team,
Okay.
if I don't prove the need. So how do you know there's a market demand or a need for what you're doing?
Research.
Okay, so that's what I'm digging in for, right?
Yeah.
So what research did you do? How did you know that this was going to be meaningful?
Obviously, keywords help. I mean, typing in keywords. I mean, I did probably a good 6 months of research while I
So that's
was.
really where you started.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the
if you're
beginning.
trying to
Sure.
dig into the very, 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 very beginning,
You were on a ski trip
I,
trying
Yeah,
it was actually
trying to
prior
make
to
a
that.
video,
It was
right?
It was prior to that. So I had the idea, presented the idea. Knew that I could get the funding, but obviously there was some legwork that had to happen prior
you
to
gotta
this.
prove the case.
Exactly. Yeah.
Before you go
So-
say, "Hey, Dad, I got or whatever you call
So
it.
I did the
got,
research.
need money.
Yeah, I did the research. I found, these apps that I was competing against, that I would be competing against.
Yeah.
I found market share, different things like that I would try to be grabbing and trying to be going
Totally.
after.
Yep.
And
So can I stop you right there? Because
Yes.
there's a really good point.
Wait, can I stop you? Do you like it so far or not?
I mean,
To be honest, we're a few drinks deep. Yeah.
I'm always honest.
I've only had like
You
7.
can
I'm not
crush
even
his
drunk yet.
dream. You can.
10, catch up. But
The last 2
sincerely,
years have crushed my dream. It's
I'm not.
been-
No, I'm not convinced.
it's fine.
I'm not totally sold. But here's the deal: nobody was sold whenever I came to them. Everything else, I didn't get
sold
money.
me the
I
first thing
had
you
to
met.
bootstrap shit. I
tried
agree
to,
with that.
I tried to
buy in.
I tried to sell you on hiring me to sell your shit.
I remember that.
Remember that?
I remember that. You were gonna go to freaking Bigger Pockets.
Yes.
Dude, I know those guys.
He had you at home.
Oh, he was hook, line, and sinker on the fucking.
Oh, fuck yeah.
90-minute.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because, you know
He was
why
in.
though? Because we're off on a tangent. I'm going to wrap it up. But I was paying for the email marketing service. I was
You're
paying
paying for all the shit,
I was
yeah.
paying $800 a month for a product that I could have got for $150 or $100, whatever it was that I pay, or whatever.
It's
I don't even-
$97.
I don't even know what I fucking pay. I don't know.
But for you, since you don't
I was
know,
paying $700 a month.
it's $397.
Yeah, of course. Now my bill's gonna be triple.
But it's 50% discount what you were.
But I
paying.
was paying
Yeah, you're
$700
paying
a
for all
month
those
for all
guys.
this shit, and his product did all that shit. And so, like, hook, line, sinker called that. To me, I was like, I'm saving myself $8,000 a year. This is a deal.
And I only asked for $1,000 up front.
I know. I know.
He was the first guy before I even asked for money. He's at the back signing up.
I was throwing money.
I gotta give you
Yeah, of course,
kudos,
man.
Dave.
That's what we want to hear.
Before you were discount property.
But I don't want to get too
guru.
distracted because
No.
I really
Let's
want to
actually,
Yeah.
You guys were talking about, need and all that, but
100%.
I think a lot of things, I was telling Nathan, doesn't marketing sometimes create need? Like, I don't think.
Absolutely.
So the question was, does sometimes marketing
Good.
create need?
Certainly could.
Sure,
Does good
Certainly
marketing
could.
create need?
sure.
Certainly could.
Nobody knew they needed an iPhone 10 years ago.
Good marketing.
Right.
Good marketing will save a bad product. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Good marketing will save a bad product.
But back to the topic, though.
But here's the one thing I would say on the development piece.
Yep.
Like I do think that you need to create some sort of and you were doing it. And your original answer was you started with the money, but as we dig in, the real answer is this: you're not going to go get the fucking money.
That's what it came
unless
to,
you've
though.
done the research.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you got
You needed to establish that there's a need.
yeah, gotta understand the market and what's out there.
Right.
So my question to you would be are you teachable? Like, can you figure out a product? I mean, are you one?
Yeah.
Are you one?
It's called
not
agile
teachable,
development.
but
So you
sure,
have it has to
yeah.
be. So everything today. I mean, there's a couple of development methodologies, and agile development is really crucial, right?
Okay.
So that basically what that really means is you're building shit
Yeah.
as you freaking go.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, that's still the way I build shit today. I don't know code. Most people hey dude, what's
Yeah.
I don't know any code. I've got really smart guys on the team that do know code, and that's awesome, that's great. But I depend upon guys like this and this. And
Yeah, I
their
give you
users.
feedback once a month or so.
I got a Facebook message right now asking for
Some
shit that
some
you don't really
bullshit
need.
fucking thing that I probably don't need.
But hey, the people typically don't know what they need. I mean, if people knew what they need and people then there'd already be a fucking product for it.
Right.
So I'm not arguing that. But the real thing I wanted to flush out with what you were saying,
Yes.
sincerely, is this: is that there were other products already in the space,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And so a lot of people will go have an idea and they're like, oh shit, somebody's already doing it. Go do it fucking better.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
Go do
what I
it
was gonna
better.
say is how can you do it better?
Right, do it better.
You
do
want
it
to hear
cheaper,
a funny,
do whatever.
quick little tangent? So I took an Uber here tonight, and the guy goes, "What do you do?" And I go, "I'm a wholesaler." He goes, "Well, really, real estate?" And I go, "Yeah." It's that's weird because 99% of people that I tell that they have no fucking idea what that is. And he goes, "Man, I did that for a little while. Did bandit signs, did some direct mail. It's I did 4 or 5 deals." He's like, "I just thought it was hard." I'm like, "Did you make any money?" He goes, "Yeah, I probably made about 15 grand. I go, "How much did you spend on your marketing?" He goes, "Probably 2. And I go, "Why the fuck did you quit? You just made a 750% return
Because
on your
it's
money."
Still hard. It's still. Here's the one thing I'd say.
And he goes,
it's still a job.
he goes, because it was just a lot of work.
It's a work. Still a job.
And he goes,
It's not passive.
right. I get that, but the point of where I'm getting at is, let me finish. The point is he goes, "Man, how long you been doing it?" I was like, "Not that long, maybe 2 years or so, 2.5 years. Been investing in real estate for 10, but I've only been wholesaling for about 2." And he's like, "How many deals are you doing a month?" And I go, "You're not gonna fucking believe me. You're not gonna believe me if I tell you." And he's like, "Throw it at me." I go, 12 to 15 every single month. He's like, "Holy shit, I did 3 and quit." And I was like, "Yeah, the difference between me and you is that I was consistent.
You're a quitter.
I was persistent, and I
Why
took
is
fucking
Uber driver mad at
action
this meeting?
on consistency." And that's the main point though, is that people that give up.
Yeah.
He wasn't a failure at what he did. He was successful.
he's good at it.
He turned $2 grand into 15, but he gave up.
Yeah, and especially hearing that dropping you off here, you would have thought he'd get out of the car and be like, "Hey, can I join the meeting?" But
Well, I didn't invite him in.
That's tough.
'Cause I was invited, and
No, I didn't even feel invited, and I got invited. Well, I didn't really get invited, but I
My
told
Uber
Philip he was an
driver
asshole for
was
No,
not.
I invited you, Damon.
Right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the main point of what I'm getting at though is it's all about just being consistent,
Consistency.
persistency. Yeah, you can't Same with your business in our Black Book. Like, if you would have gave up if you got to 100 users,
Hey, look,
you would
man.
never been at thousands of users.
I remember when I first launched, like in 2009 or whatever it was, and I had the little Excel spreadsheet because I charged $97 a month, and we got different plans now, as you know, and everything else. But I remember plugging in, like I had the Excel spreadsheet program to show me if I had 1,000 users at 97. Dude, that's 97 grand a month. It's October, and I'm like, dude, we can totally do that by December. Yeah.
Totally did that by
It's taking a long time, but you know, hey, we're there. So hey, like, I apologize, man, because you had a question. Did you ask that question straight up on the?
Yeah, just about the market.
Can the market create? Yeah. Right. I'm with you on that. Are you a marketing guy?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of things that people use that really, honestly, they didn't think they needed.
Right.
But they saw some great marketing.
You create the need.
Right.
I mean,
I think great marketing can create a need.
So Trent, let me ask you this. Back to because we're on the topic of the app.
yeah.
So what's the end game with the app? Are you monetizing it yet? Are you giving it away for free? Like I'm not trying to ask you about your sales and your profits in my business, but are you happy with where it's at now? Are you trying to grow it? Like what's the next step?
Damn. Sales are basically non-existent because it's a free.
So you're giving it away for free?
Yeah.
Are you getting downloads?
He's giving away the cheese right now.
Right.
Yes.
Are you getting downloads?
Yeah.
A couple here and there?
We're paying for SEO and digital marketing right now.
Cool.
So we're doing iTunes or App Store search, paying for that. We're paying for Google. We're paying for a couple of Facebook, a couple different things.
Cool.
We're showing some results from that. The idea is to get it to a point where we have. I think the biggest goal.
Is it freemium?
It's a freemium. Yeah, there's in-app purchases.
Do you get contact info for download? I honestly don't know because I don't have an app, so I don't deal with that.
So that's one of the big things is
So you can't market to them?
I don't get any download info from my app.
That's fucking tough.
You don't get download info, but you can set
How
something
much
up.
did your app cost?
$25.
Really?
It's through Lipson.
Okay.
They offer it.
Sorry,
It's for the podcast.
So here's a question I got for you.
Yeah.
This probably costs
So
$30,000.
me and my business partner, we put out a YouTube video a day for a year and some change now.
Yep.
Our biggest hurdle was just getting over the fact that as long as you put out good content, the polish, no one gives a fuck, right? My initial thought is
We could have a
Depends on the audience you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
my initial thought is you have to sell to those assholes who haven't realized that you don't have to give a fuck.
Right.
And I think that's a big market, and I think there's a lot of people with ideas. But someone like me who does not give a fuck, could you save me time by doing my editing?
Absolutely.
Could you edit this entrepreneur's drink and create usable content?
So I asked the wrong question as far as.
There's not going to be a whole lot of usable content.
I asked. Hold on.
But that's our biggest problem.
So hold on.
Wait, Trent.
How are you?
Let me, I think this is what you're asking, Jimmy. Let me go back.
Like our biggest problem with entrepreneur drinks is we'll talk for 2 hours and get fucked up.
Yeah.
But there's like 15 minutes of fucking the best podcast
Yes,
shit I've
you
ever
have
heard.
to go, cut
But I'm
Trips
not
to Kenya?
convinced.
Yeah, that was golden.
I'm not convinced assholes will listen to fucking 2 hours. I know I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're only
I
at
need
32
someone
minutes
I
right now.
trust that can find that 15 minutes of gold and tell us that's what we're putting out this
I think that's
So-
a different.
The app itself doesn't do that.
So-
Well, I disagree, Jimmy. And let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
going
you're
to apologize
fine.
in advance.
You're fine.
So,
No, you're not. You're not really sorry about interrupting.
No, I
You do that
really
all
am
the
because I
time.
hate getting interrupted.
I think
That's
it's
why
a
I'm apologizing.
different fucking
So
person you're asking.
we have
editing.
we have the Entrepreneur Drinks podcast. We have the Discount Property Investor
Right.
podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
As of today, or I don't know, I haven't looked today. As of last week, we were like 25,000 downloads in the Discount Property Investor. And
Yeah.
About 7,500 on this one.
Okay.
Right. Jimmy and Bob's episode is #1 on my
Liquor and lease options.
Liquor and lease options.
Yeah.
And you're killing the game by like 2.5 above the next episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That episode was
Hey,
1
no,
hour.
That's because they haven't had me on yet. But hey,
Hey, wait.
just saying.
No,
You
but
had him on the wrong podcast.
here's my
No,
point
seriously,
though.
people want to-
Here's my point.
people want
that
real.
hour was
They want real.
I'm sorry. That episode was 1 hour and 47 minutes. Our next longest episode was 48
But
minutes.
I'll
So
tell
the-
you
the-
straight
It's
up.
definitely more
nothing
of
to
a
do with it.
professional interview, other than
Here,
how we fuck
hold
around
on.
on entrepreneurs.
Hold on.
But your point was that you want to cut it down
agree.
to the gold.
Nathan's
but,
right.
but people
What the
like to
fuck are
laugh
we
and they like to
doing? This
listen. And, right.
They like the
Checked
back
out.
and forth.
He's like, dude, I was trying to promote some dinner shit.
get my point?
You guys are on fucking random shit that doesn't mean anything.
You guys lost me an hour ago.
Let me add this. Let me add this. Do you go watch movies at all?
I don't love movies, but I'll
I do.
watch
That's all I
it.
watch. I don't watch television. I watch
But
movies.
think about it for a minute. Will people go watch a 2-hour movie?
I will all day.
Like
Why-
fucking
why-
Braveheart was a 3-hour movie, but it was awesome the
Did
whole
you
time.
watch it?
But you don't watch
Because
a
it was
15-minute
awesome.
You know
movie.
why? Because you were engaged.
Yes.
It honestly doesn't. So people ask me all the time, how long should
Great
videos
point.
be and everything else? Fuck that. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
there's
matter.
there's no rule.
There's
It
guys
just
that I know
has
that
to
do
be engaging.
6-hour-long podcasts, bro.
It has to be engaging.
6-hour
Yeah, I
long.
listen to history podcasts that are 3 hours long.
That's the history
3-hour
channel.
long
Nobody
ones.
watches it.
And they get tens of thousands of downloads. It's mind-boggling.
So
Sorry, bud.
Sorry,
no,
sorry.
no. I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna add to that.
I'm
Hopefully,
not even a fucking whatever, but I.
So
Yeah.
people listen to. I listen to a bunch of podcasts. I watch YouTube videos. I watch Casey Neistat as far as filming
Yeah.
and different things he can do, and I try to emulate that as much as I can and do some cool things with
Where do you go
video.
for the softcore?
I don't really have a softcore site. Pornhub is a good one for like regular porn, but anyway,
You brought it up.
no, you actually did.
so you brought it up.
Here's what you do, and they lead you down a
Yeah.
fucking trap.
Yeah.
Right.
You say, edit that out. I didn't fucking mean that. Stop that shit.
No, I think I diverted that. Okay.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
No. Listen to me right now. Your
Oh,
audience doesn't
I
hear
threw
anything
out
about
because I
porn.
threw out Pornhub.
They don't want to hear anything
I don't
about
work for
porn.
Pornhub, but I'll keep saying Pornhub if need be.
You need to get a Pornhub
So,
sponsor.
yeah, you might now, and don't put
This
my
will
name on
actually
it.
be
so,
on Pornhub.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can upload.
So what I was gonna say is,
I like that.
Can I get off this podcast
Yeah.
now?
content is content, and it's what you were saying about a movie is like you're in a movie for those small little areas that really make the movie what it is, and it's the in between that brings it all together. So when you're in a podcast like this and you're throwing out these little pieces of gold, it's the build up to those moments. Like you don't have to put all those moments together.
That's my point.
Exactly.
The
So-
hour
and
and
it's the
48
same-
minutes with Jimmy and Bob, like I was bored out of my mind.
It's the same.
I
It's the same
had an
thing.
awesome
Yeah.
time.
I was drinking.
I was getting hammered. Yeah.
No, I wasn't bored. I'm exaggerating. I'm being an ass. But my point was like, you're right. There was 15 minutes of
It's
gold.
the build up.
But yet we have 2.5x the next best episode.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I could have cut it down to 15 minutes.
Why would you?
But people are
Yeah.
entertained. They're engaged. That's the key word. They're engaged.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I mean, for me, I listen when I drive to podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'll start zoning out at some point if it gets kind of
Yeah.
like Charlie Brown teacher style.
Right.
And then something will hit, and I'll be like, oh shit, I need to rewind
So
this.
I need to rewind it. Right?
why aren't we getting the same type of feedback in entrepreneurs?
Because we've only done 9 episodes. I have 49 episodes.
So
We're just
you
not there
really
yet.
the
By the
consistent
time
content.
we get with this
The
to work, it's
consistent
going to be
content.
10x.
No shit.
Absolutely. And I'm kind of pissed about it.
I love it that we're developing the business as we're
Well,
doing
yeah,
the
I mean,
business.
like,
That's
we
what the
haven't
shit
even.
you're talking about.
This is probably episode
Build the
10
parachute on the way
11.
down, bro. Just
Yeah.
Like, this is so new. Yeah.
no shit.
So let me close out so I
Fucking
can go get a beer or something.
Sure.
So
Well, we should
what
wrap it up in
what
about
if-
5 minutes. Anyway.
Yeah.
What if I could show you how easy it was to use my app? Would that be better? Would that make you feel better?
I think it's required. for
Yeah, it's
your
required. It is.
Okay.
I
Okay.
agree.
So that's our goal now. So we've gotten to a good spot. We've
So it's
put a bunch
freemium,
of
though.
it's a freemium. So we put a bunch of money into development. We've got like 10,000 downloads, which is decent for. I mean, it's been out 2 years.
That's
What's good for an app? What's good?
a million.
A name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So here.
that should be a goal. That should be a goal. That should be a goal for
So
everybody.
what's the monetization? Like I mean,
That's,
this
yeah.
is
I
my
guess
world,
the
man.
active users is more
So,
important than downloads.
well,
though.
right, like
Downloads is irrelevant.
downloads like makes you feel
Exactly.
good. Downloads make you feel good,
With an app.
But it's
it doesn't- it
it's
doesn't
average.
call your mortgage
it's
company
average
and say,
monthly
"Hey."
users.
Bank of America.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you 5,000 downloads this month.
Right. They don't care. Right.
They don't give a shit.
So-
and I hate to be like Buster Buzz, but that's one of the
You're
things on
not.
this podcast.
I trust me.
Well,
It's like
well,
Buster Buzz.
podcast is how you
But-
rate them, because you once it's downloaded and they can listen to it once, never, or a million times. You don't
Right.
know.
Right.
But with an app,
that's
you
your
can
chance.
control the
That's your
user
exactly.
experience.
That's your chance
The
to pull people in.
engagement, yeah.
Yeah. So our goal for monetization is we're monitoring average monthly users. So we want to increase that. We want to be able to monitor that. We want to figure out where they're leaving the app. Once they get into it, how they're using it.
So
if
there's an
they're
analytics
leaving.
system behind it.
Exactly. Yeah. We're doing all that. So Firebase, we use Firebase. and we can know and we can monitor average monthly users, and we want to get to a certain point where we're able to possibly market to businesses that want to advertise within the app. We want to go that route, and we want
Advertising is
it's minimal. I think you guys should try to get to the point
won't get shit on that,
where
but
people are,
especially with 10,000
their average individual that's uploading.
Well, we're not.
To
I'm not going to stop at 10,000 downloads.
but I get it. But I'm look, dude.
Average monthly users is what.
Have you guys ever watched Shark Tank?
Yes.
I love me some Shark Tank.
Sometimes you got to take the fucking idea out back and shoot it, right? And you got to decide.
If we did a St. Louis Shark Tank, you would kind of be the Mr. Wonderful type.
You're not that good at looking.
Maybe Lori.
No, but you would have zero issue just crushing someone.
I have no problem telling people to fucking shoot.
You're prettier than Lori.
I like you know, on Shark Tank. I don't know, man. Cuban. I don't buy into his bullshit as much. Mr. Wonderful is like.
He's my favorite guy.
That dude is like
so cold.
Straight up.
So I got a business partnership
that's
with fucking Kevin Harrington on the. Like he white labeled our software, everything else, the original, like one of the original. So like I get the Shark Tank, but here's the deal. Sincerely, bro, I think you have to like you just told me 10,000 downloads in 2 years, okay? So you have to come up with a fucking plan right now, or else you guys are just pissing fucking money. Right? What the hell are you gonna do to monetize it? The first thing I would tell you to do is get away. You got to transfer them from the app to the world you control. Because you don't control the app world because you don't even know who the hell they are.
Right.
Website,
right?
Yeah, you're not getting an email address. You're not getting anything.
Start providing them different opportunities and shit and discounts and shit like that in the app to get them outside of that world so you can control them, so you can build your own email list.
So true.
At the end of the day, the money's in the list, bro. And more importantly, you cannot be married to an idea. In real estate, you don't fall in love with the property, do you?
Fuck no.
You don't fall in love with the house. Don't fall in love with the ideal. Don't fall in love with the app. Fall in love with the hustle that it took you to get here.
Definitely.
And figure out, hey, maybe this isn't it. If it's not making you money after 2 years,
I love what you said about controlling the list.
That's tough.
Because that's the problem with lists.
So would you tell him to take it behind the barn and shoot it?
Like as soon as he said 10,000 downloads after 2 years, it was like, that's a fucking shoot it.
But we haven't been doing much as far as marketing.
Yeah, but the thing about technology is it's rolling so fast that like. And I'm not trying to say anything negative, Trent, by any means.
You may have a better way.
I'm at the point now where it's like I need to figure out.
I'm reading the book Inevitable right now. Have you read that yet, Damon?
You already know that.
Have you listened to the audiobook?
No, it's crazy. Like, it's all about technology.
What is it called?
Inevitable.
Okay.
It's all about technology and how fast it's moving, and it's mind-boggling. Like mind-boggling the number of.
Well, it's crazy how fast it's going, man. It's
like
crazy.
Whenever you start to dive deep into like the number of people that have blogs and the number of websites that are out there and the number of web pages and like the amount of content that's being added to the web, the amount of YouTube hours that are being added every second. You're talking hundreds of thousands of hours.
Millions.
A second. I mean, it's mind-boggling when you get down into the the twigs.
It is insane.
It really is. Yeah. But I'm just trying to reiterate what you're saying, really. Yeah. But any of the competitors out there that have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of active users can easily clone and duplicate what you have.
Absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
The difference
and they
between
have the money to do it too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
You need to pivot.
The difference between them and us is they've raised $2.5 million in capital, and we haven't.
I hate that excuse that they have more money.
Well, no, I'm not pushing it off.
Who's
That's not
main competitor.
Hey, you know how,
What's
dude,
that?
I started with $500 fucking
A
dollars.
bunch of my competitors.
A fucking baller ass idea doesn't need money. They just go and it explodes. It goes viral quickly.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? It's like when I hear a college team be like, "Oh, they're paying their players." Like, fuck that.
What'd you
dude.
pay to
Like,
build that app? Because I mean, I've had quotes to build apps for 30 to 50, 60 grand.
100 grand.
100,000. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
We started off local, and it was horrible.
local's terrible. Overseas is terrible.
Let me ask you, again.
If we would have had,
So,
my developers now are in Warsaw, Poland.
Okay.
It's like 4 to 1, so
Right.
it's fucking super cheap.
Right.
It's super cheap, man. But here's the problem with that.
But they're senior level iOS developers.
But here's the problem, dude. I tell you right now, if you don't know how to scope that and you don't know how to project manage that, you get exactly what you ask for. And if you're not a true developer, bro, then you get exactly what you ask for, and that's the fucking problem. Because you need developers that actually can see through the problems of what they're building.
Yeah.
And most of the guys in Poland and shit like that, although cheap, they can't actually truly.
And again, thank you for sharing.
Build the app.
I got.
Dude,
I
I
love
apologize
that.
for, like,
But
busting
here,
balls,
a
but-
question
Dude,
for
I
you now,
don't-
David. Why is it so much fucking?
It's great.
I can build a website on WordPress for $7. That's the cost of the domain in about 4 hours of my time. I don't need to go through RF Blackbook to build my own fucking website on WordPress.
You can.
I can. No, but here's the question.
Yeah,
though.
I'm with
But I'd rather
I
pay you
get it.
$20 a month to use your
I get
platform
you.
because it's easier.
It's easier.
But why the fuck does it cost so much money to build an app?
So
I mean,
yeah. So what?
Like, I'm not surprised at the 100K.
I totally get it.
I don't get it.
Well, first of all, there's a couple things. First of all, it's like hot shit, right? Like everybody like wants an app, right? So anytime there's like huge demand, it's easy to charge
more.
Fucking
I
more,
get that, right.
And to be candid, they're doing $100,000 worth of fucking development work that is not worth $100,000.
Right.
So it's not really equivalent to
But even
time
still
and effort and everything
today.
else. Well, the part of the problem is like you got a lot of guys that just don't understand what it really takes to do that. And they go in and they just like they're business guys and they're good business guys, and they go spend a shit ton of money. And then they throw money at the problems, right? Sometimes that's exactly what we think we do as business guys. We throw money at the problem, right? And the real big issue is this, or the answer is this: like websites have really been around, honestly, since the 80s.
84 or 5, right?
Yeah, but like the World Wide Web as we know it. But then in the 90s and shit like that, you know, all of a sudden it starts and then so you got to understand that
Katie Couric,
we've had
1994.
30 years. But think about it for a minute.
That was
We've
in
had-
94, right?
Right, but think about it.
It's mind-boggling to me.
We've got 30 plus years at this point
Right.
of websites. And so guys come in and figure out, hey, how do we simplify this? How do we build systems to make it easy for the other guy? So apps.
Web.com, Wix,
Yeah, 100%.
GoDaddy.
Apps haven't been around that long, so you don't have the guys. And trust me, there are guys out there. There are platforms you can go build an online app, right? Or you build an app online. and everything else.
.io something.
There's several of them,
Yeah.
but they're not that established yet, and they're still, learning and going. And the problem, the bigger problem is this: you got Apple, you got fucking Android, and then you got Microsoft still, So now you got all these different platforms and shit. So it makes it much more difficult, whereas you have a much more standardized process on the websites.
Right.
So
I was trying to build an
easy.
app probably about 2 years ago, to be able to scan a lotto ticket,
Yeah.
tell you if I won any money or not.
Makes sense.
Not that hard. It's just math based upon the numbers that were drawn. 30 grand is what they quoted me to fucking build this app out. 30 G's. And I was like,
But you would have made, but dude, you would have made 32. You would have made $32,000 on an app. The same.
Yeah, so spent 30 grand. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just but that really is the issue, right? The websites are so
I was
standardized
gonna
and
name
everything
it
else. The technology.
Power Ballin'. And then I was gonna take Power Ballin'.
Hey,
And
watch.
then I was gonna do it one step further, and I was gonna then chase every Powerball winner and make a TV show and follow around with the camera, call it Power Ballin'.
Dude,
And then
here's
just
the
watch them
deal.
spend all their fucking money.
Somebody's listening to this right
Powerballers.
now. They're gonna fucking launch Powerball.
Good. I want to watch that show.
thing ever.
I want to watch Powerballin'.
I appreciate your
I would watch it.
How great of an idea
I
is that?
appreciate your abundance mindset.
Yeah, fucking go do it. Go run with it. I don't give a shit. I don't
You know
have
what,
time to do it.
Dave? I will tell you this, and I was going to say this when you were talking about going to Damon's boot camp and shit. In our little world of St. Louis, no one hustles and fucking networks like you do. Fucking, I would give you hats off to that any day of the week. And I consider myself a fucking networker. But, I mean, you will find a way to fucking make a buck and fucking grind on it.
Yeah,
And I
buddy.
appreciate that.
Yeah, buddy.
It's good shit. Thanks. And so after I just rubbed David out, I think that's the way we should
Yeah,
end it.
thanks. All right.
So hold on. What would you do after you've done all your research and got your funding and everything else? If you're
would
saying
try to build
if you're saying
Prototype.
if you're saying an app should be good enough to just sell itself,
No, that's not what you're
I'm not
saying.
what I'm saying. You got to market.
Marketing is everything.
So
My partner Mike says it
that's
best.
what I
I don't
was-
care what business you're in. You're in the marketing business.
So that's what I was saying is we
He
haven't
was
put
at
a
my boot
bunch.
camp. He's just fucking.
Yeah, he's
We
probably
haven't.
been there 2 times too.
We've been building for two. We launched it prematurely because
Have you marketed?
I had no idea anything about apps.
I'd love to chat with you, dude, offline after
Yeah,
this
we
podcast
should.
and everything else and get an idea what you're trying
Yes,
to do.
yes.
Because I don't want to like kill you for like sitting here and
Trust
saying,
me.
dude, but
Trust me,
I
I'm
will
not
say
going to
this.
stop doing it because I had this conversation.
I mean, but I'm definitely going to name this podcast Damon Kills Trents Green.
Yeah. We can take a picture of me crushed outside. Just like,
Hold on, wait, no,
Hey, how about you lay on the card and I'm standing over you with a sledgehammer?
yeah. Wait, can I get you guys keep it like that? David, can you get on that? That's definitely going to be the pick for the website.
but no, I'm genuinely interested in what advice you would have, and so I think we need to connect.
Well,
outside
that is the core of the podcast.
Yeah.
Getting drunk with friends and solving problems.
Figuring shit out.
So let's help him real quick in this. We need to wrap it up anyway because we're approaching 15 minutes.
But here's the deal. Not only is that the idea of the podcast,
Right.
That's it. That's
is
Nathan's.
also-
Bring it back to David.
And then bring it back. Circle back.
I like it. Good work, David.
bring
Good
that
work.
around.
Yeah.
You're crushing.
What was the website again?
the dinnerstl.com.
TheDinnerSTL.com.
David, I think you got to get a little more. You're a fucking Marine. You got a little piss and vinegar when you promote your fucking product.
Hey, there's not a
Hey, here. Let me do this for you. Hey, if you're a fucking entrepreneur out there in St. Louis and you're tired of fucking small talk and jerking off your fucking whoever you go to drinks with, you're actually talking like to have some business done, reach out to Nathan on Facebook and come drink with some entrepreneurs.
Awesome.
TheDinnerSTL.com.
Right. Back to
All right,
Trent.
so back to Trent. Yeah,
Before-
back to Trent.
Okay. All right. What are we gonna do?
Now, Trent, wait, actually, can I take your shoelaces and belt? I don't want you to. You have too much to live for. Don't listen to me.
You go to the lower level too.
I gotta clean this place up first. But yeah, no, I'm good, man. I just obviously any kind of help.
I mean, there's some key assumptions there that we made, right? So
Yeah.
so it's like, hey, we've been doing this 2 years, 10,000 downloads. Okay, so immediately it's like, okay, well, holy shit, that's really not enough over 2 years. But it depends on what efforts you were really doing, what kind of money you're putting in this. Now, you develop this thing for 100 grand, okay? So there's still ways to monetize this shit no matter what you do, right? So, but I would tell you, real as a like, dude, like, here's the one thing I would tell you, like, don't quit this because we said it, we talked about it here. Like, that's not a reason to quit.
No.
But the one thing as entrepreneurs, guys,
Like
look,
my Uber ride. Consistent, persistent action.
but that's okay.
Never
But
fucking
guess
give
what?
up.
But here's the thing, man. The reality is this: I failed at a shit ton of stuff before I found the one thing that made me a lot of money.
Me too.
You know what I mean? It's okay because it's
Listen
not.
to
It's not
David's
about
podcast. Whatever.
the
What number
failure.
was it? Whatever. You told your story when we had you in the bag, and it's the most motivational story I've ever
I failed at
fucking
more
heard.
businesses than probably everybody in this room.
That's the point, though.
I'm not
So-
ashamed of it.
But where you get caught up, bro, like you said something very dangerous. Like you're like, I'm not gonna quit this no matter what you said. And I get that. It shouldn't be what I say. It should be some business metrics and some understanding of what your goals are.
Yeah.
And you got to start, like, if you're not hitting those at some point,
Yeah, then
you got to
you gotta
say,
kill it.
kill
Right.
it.
Right.
And that's what a successful
gotta have
business owner can
KPIs.
do.
You do.
You got to kill it
gotta have
and move on to
KPIs.
the next thing, man.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what you really got to
Right.
do, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta
You can't just throw money at the marketing and be like, oh, we got a great month. You have to have a goal set in place and a marketing budget. And if the marketing budget doesn't reach that goal, then you need to tweak it or you need to kill it.
But I got one caveat to that. If you have unlimited money for marketing, then call me and I'll fucking help you market.
Then you can reach me at Damon at RNBlackbook.com. Hey, David, thanks for coming back on the show.
All right, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can
What do you
find
need to hear from
2
you,
more
man?
people to join your group.
Not my podcast.
Next event.
Trent, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks,
Always a
Trent.
pleasure, buddy.
Always, bud.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Check us out.
Thanks for that.
EntrepreneurDrinks.com.
Thanks for listening to the Entrepreneur Drinks podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. We would also appreciate if you left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thanks for your support, and we hope that you learned something, had a few laughs, or at very least was entertained by our shenanigans. We had fun, and we hope you did too. Until next time, cheers.